Hello, welcome to episode 2 of the Post-Match Point podcast with Keane and Paddy. I realised that from episode 1, we didn't really give any kind of introduction as to what the hell is going on here. So, thought I'd give you a bit of context. I'm Keane, this is Paddy. We're going to be doing a podcast over the next few weeks, few months, who knows, discussing Euros coming up, sport in general, I suppose. Each week we'll have a guest on, some random mate of ours probably, who's going to bring a beer and we're going to review it and drink it throughout. If you haven't already, make sure you follow our other platforms. You've got TikTok, postmatchpoint_pod, same as Instagram, and YouTube and Spotify, postmatchpoint with Keane and Paddy. Right.
This week we are joined by Tom, and George.
Pleasure
Boys,
to be here.
What beers have you bought?
So we bought a Peretti, it's Italian, to match first game of the Euros.
Very nice.
Tonight,
Very nice indeed.
Nice one.
Looks
much.
lovely.
Yeah, Paddy.
Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you, mate.
Verifico Angelo Peretti, premium lager. Oh, smooth and aromatic. Could be an interesting one, that.
Mate, shamble. Open the beer, mate.
Do you mind my share, mate? Oh, that's boring.
Right, this week we're gonna go through our England lineup, who we all think should be in the England starting lineup.
Yeah,
Is it nice?
it is nice actually. It's quite a nice beer.
Tastes like
Quite smooth and aromatic, as described on the label.
Yeah, it's not great. Right, so our starting lineup this week. Tom, as a guest, do you want to go through it first? What formation are you playing, mate?
I'm playing 4-3-3, Paddy.
4-3-3, good choice.
Yeah, it's a safe one, I think. And in goal, I've got Pickford.
So should we start off with goalkeepers and then go round? Or should we do it?
Let's go
Yeah,
collective.
we
I
can
think,
do.
yeah.
So do you want Pickford in goal?
I've got Pickford in goal, yeah. Jordan.
Yeah, I've also
Pickford
got
of the Jordan.
Pickford.
Yeah.
I read that.
I've got Hendo.
I've got Hendo as well.
That's awful.
What's he doing there?
I think Pickford is too prone to an error.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but he did do well in the World Cup, so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's got Gareth's trust, and he has my trust.
I think Southgate will pick.
He can save a penalty, I suppose, which is probably what you need in
Exactly.
a European
But
Championship.
I think he's got an error in him.
He definitely has, yeah. But I don't know. It's one of them.
So have you, Pat.
So there's no room for Hendo after all. Would you be surprised if Southgate
Yeah,
picks?
I would be quite
I would be surprised if any of them were picked. Genuinely, Johnson could play as well. He was good the other week, made that save. Any of them could get picked, but I think Pickford will.
Tom
Johnson's a good goalkeeper, but I think he's looked down upon because he plays for West Brom.
Yeah, that's
If he
pretty true.
played for an Everton kind of team, sort of mid-table sort of team, he'd be. I think he'd be playing. Or
Mid-table side.
Mid-table side. He'd be playing, I think, but it's one of them, I suppose.
Right, Tom, give us
So
your...
as it's a full-back, we have at right back Reece James.
Ooh, controversial.
Just because of the Champions League final performance, I thought he was
I
good.
like that.
He was good.
And although Trippier is trusted and probably good from set pieces, James is almost as good and I think just more defensively solid, and that's why I pick him.
Give us the rest of the defence as well. Who else have we got there?
So also Stones and Maguire, but then if Maguire wasn't fit, I'd personally pick Ben White,
Okay.
and then Luke Shaw at left back for me. That's my back four.
Ben White? Why are you going with Ben White?
Just because I don't really like Tyrone Mings.
I agree.
He is a liability. So
I
I'm
think
not gonna
Ben
argue
White
with
is the
that.
best of the rest.
Yeah, it should have been Alan Webster, but
Adam Webster should be
He's
there.
playing football.
Webster.
But that's my back four.
Left
Fair
back?
enough.
I said Luke Shaw.
Oh,
Luke Shaw.
sorry.
Sure, yeah,
Of
sure.
Manchester United.
I mean, I've gone similar. My back four is Walker, Stones, Maguire, and Shaw if he's fit. And I think if Maguire's not fit, for me, I think you've got to play a back five. Given the
Controversial.
lack of quality, I think, in our defence.
I think
It's so boring
So
to
I-
watch though.
Yeah.
It's proper dull. I mean, my back five would be James and Chilwell or Saka at sort of right and left wing backs.
Yeah.
And then my defence, centre halves type thing would be Walker, Stones in the middle, and then Shaw on the left
Centre
because
half.
he's done it for United. He's not as proven, but then Mings, he's not played in a back three either.
True.
So I mean, sort of last season, Shaw didn't make any errors leading to goals. Mings made one or two.
that's a confirmed stat.
That's
right?
a confirmed
stat.
stat. Mings
That's
made
confirmed.
Mings
I
made
can change my
errors.
start 11 now actually.
And Shaw had a better tackle success than
What's the percentage,
Mings
mate?
did last season. Mings' tackle success was 50% and Shaw's was 64.
Do you have Chilwell's or not?
Don't have Chilwell, no, because I was comparing Shaw and Mings, but
See, if you was to play a back three, I think you could almost, or back five, whatever you say it as. I think Connor Cody has the case because he's played in that and he's
For
solid.
Wolves,
And he's a replacement, like-for-like replacement of Maguire.
He is.
And he's slow
Yeah.
and quite solid.
I suppose the difficulty with Cody is that he's not. I know people say this. He's not proven on the international stage, but is there much difference in playing club football to international football? Really?
What's a whole other debate, mate?
It's football,
I wouldn't know.
Foxy, George, carry on. Give us your back four.
I got Walker at my right back. Experience, a lot older than James, obviously. Maguire, Stones, and I got Ben Chilwell at left back.
Ben Chilwell.
Give us a reasoning behind Chilwell.
He won the Champions League, and Luke Shaw.
And you're,
Not-
you're a
not-
Chelsea fan.
and not in the Europa League.
Loris James, who did win the Champions League as well.
Yeah, I know, but
But did Chilwell win the Champions League on his own? Is
um,
he the
it's
reason
a
they
team
won the
sport.
Champions League?
It's a team sport. I thought.
I think the season that Luke Shaw's had, I don't think he's one of the first names on the team sheet for me.
Yeah, you can't look past Luke Shaw.
I think he's overrated, especially United.
I mean, I can see that, but I think in the season he's had, I'm sure most people will agree. There will be some people that don't, but I think in the season he's had, given that it's been since Tellus has come in at United, he's not really put a foot wrong. I mean, he's got, I think, of the England fullbacks, one of the best sort of defence and attack splits.
All round game.
He can go forward. Admittedly, he's not the best. He's not. I wouldn't say he's quite as good as Trent going forward, but he's also got the qualities in defence that make him a really good all-rounder. And I think fits in really well.
I agree. My back four, I've gone Walker, Stones, Maguire, and Shaw. I think that's quite solid. I think if Maguire's not fit, I think you can still play a full back, and I would probably potentially even play Walker at centre back.
Yeah, I get that.
And fit in one of the right backs.
So I
Rich
think
James played quite a lot right centre back in the 5 back at Chelsea.
Yeah, if
towards the
you
end
don't,
of the season.
if you don't 5 at the back, we've got the 3 centre backs. You've got have to have Maguire in there, Stones, and you've got Walker, you've got Reece James, even Luke Shaw can play the left side of the back 3.
what? Yeah, I mean, I think we're all agreed on. If we've got back 4, Stones and Maguire are centre halves. There's no two ways about that. I think you can't look past them if they're both fully fit. But I think, as far as I'm aware, there's a big question mark over Maguire, and I think, as far as I know, he's not available for the Croatia game. I could be wrong. But
Yeah,
he's
his first training
only
session
just
today,
come back
but
training, so he's not going to be.
I wouldn't risk
3 weeks out.
No.
No. Right, Keane, do you want to give us your team? What formation are you playing?
So, ideally, I'm playing a 4-3-3. My midfield
Do
3,
what you want, mate.
we'll start off with that, will be Bellingham and Rice kind of holding.
What? What's your back 4?
I've given him a back 4.
We were agreed on the back four.
We all
Yeah,
agreed
so
on
it was
that.
right.
Yeah, sure.
Very nice.
So back 4 was Walker, Stones, Maguire and Shaw.
Good choice. Go on, give us your 3 then.
Alright, I'll give you my 3, shall I? So my 3 in the midfield would be Bellingham and Rice holding, and then Foden in that attacking sort of cam role. I've chosen, I think Rice is a shoe-in. I've gone with Bellingham because he's good defensive, but I think he can also add that bit extra in attack as well if you need it against weaker teams.
He's a box-to-box player. Isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, because ideally for me, I'd be playing the same team throughout the entirety of the Euros, because I think it just helps the like bond that you would get in the team. And I think you cannot not play Phil Foden.
So you've gone Rice
and
and
Bellingham sitting, and then Foden attacking.
Fair enough. Tom, do you want to give us your midfield?
So I did 3: Rice, Bellingham, and Mount. I don't think you can keep out Mason Mount. And I put Bellingham in there because I like him. So that's my reasoning for having him in there. I think you've got a good core 3, and then you can just let the front 3 do the rest.
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty simple for me. I think to exclude Mount would be criminal after the year he's had. I'd say he's possibly had the best year, barring Kane, of anyone in the England squad. I'd say he's had a better year than Foden, I think. He's not had a breakthrough year necessarily. He's played in the Premier League before. So
Yeah.
I suppose for me, when you watch Foden,
he's
something's going to happen. He's going to make. He's very similar to Grealish in that he's going to make something happen. I've not watched Mount as much, but he doesn't. Although he's a very good player.
I think Mount does the things you don't really notice as much.
Yeah.
It's like if you take him out of the team, you notice him more.
Yeah. George, who have you gone with? Who's your midfield 3?
I'm playing a
whatever it is?
4-2-3-1, so I've got 2 holding. I've gone for Rice and Hendo,
Okay.
and then
They
with
both-
the 3 in front, or just the 2.
So Rice and Henderson in the same team.
Yeah.
Henderson having played like 20 minutes.
Oh, no,
I think you know-
this is outside of injuries. This is just England starting.
I would Rice and
Good to see
Hendo.
that.
They're just solid defensive. You know, it works at a lot of clubs playing two CDMs. So.
Yeah.
I don't mind 2 CDMs. The problem is when we play 5 at the back and then have 2 CDMs.
Oh yeah. If we play 2 CDMs, you've got to play 4 at the back. If you play 5 at the back, 2 CDMs, you've basically ruled out scoring a goal as far as I'm concerned.
Chelsea did it.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah.
Well, I'd make that a good point.
it's not a bad point. They've got Kante, that's a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't got
That's
that.
true.
Have
No, he's
We've
great.
got Jordan Henderson instead.
Yeah, well, I've gone for a 3 as well. I've gone Hendo in the middle, sitting. I've got Mount and Foden either side.
we?
I think I haven't picked Rice. I don't not rate Rice. I
Yeah.
just don't think he's quite got the experience yet to lead us in a.
Do you think
Yeah,
he'll start for the
that's
first game there?
I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
I think
It depends. It depends on, if you play 2 CDMs, I don't mind Hendo and Rice playing together. But personally, I just wouldn't play 2 defensive midfielders. I'd
Yeah.
play Hendo sitting and then got Foden and Mount just to roll around the pitch and do whatever they want.
Yeah, it's one of them. I wouldn't want to play 2 DMs, but I do think if you're playing a back 4, I don't mind playing 2 DMs. But if you're playing a back 5 and you play 2 DMs, you completely cancel out your attack, and your attacking options are extremely limited. But yeah, I think against the smaller teams, we could easily get away with playing 1 DM.
I think the reason I've picked that team is I've tried to fit as many of Grealish, Foden, Mount, Sancho into the same team and the same starting 11. Like we've got the attacking talent we've got this year is ridiculous. So I've just tried to get as many of them in that team as we can. I think if you later on in the tournament you're playing like a France or a Germany where the midfield's going to be strong, potentially play Hendo and Rice in the same
Maybe.
team.
But then, in that instance, you were saying last episode that Croatia's got a very strong midfield. So
I
why
would.
would you not play Why would you not play Rice and Henderson then?
I think I wouldn't. I'm not against playing 2 DMs against Croatia because they've got Modric, Rakitic, Brozovic. Their midfield is their thanks mate, good knowledge. Is their strong point. So I don't. If that happens, I wouldn't be upset. I just think 3 midfield is a better option.
I think it's important. I think we should, instead of switching systems all the time, I think if we treat the group games as sort of like against like Scotland and Czech Republic as almost like a friendly build up to like big games, like the knockout.
Yeah, but
by playing
I'm not sure that's the right attitude.
I
think
know what you're saying.
Because
But it's
the
always,
big players haven't really been in the like Mount, Foden. They haven't really been in
That's true.
the warm ups because obviously
Yeah.
in the European
they've been
League.
on holiday. So
I mean,
I
yeah.
don't think they're on
Mount's
holiday.
been winning trophies. So
I understand what you're saying. I think the group games they can be used if you haven't got your solid starting 11 as a what kind of works best. Because realistically, regardless of what 11 we put on the pitch, we should, like you say, be beating the likes of Scotland.
We should.
and Czech
yeah,
Republic,
we
so we should be going
comfortably
for
win
it.
our group, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
On paper, I think it doesn't help us the fact that we've got Croatia first game. If we had Scotland, then Czech Republic, then
Well,
Croatia, you can build into the tournament. But having Croatia as that first game, I think.
I do think in a tournament you need an 11 that you stick with throughout the tournament.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Even if-
12,
even-
13.
Even if you played your first 2 group games, you qualified. Even then, you still play the same sort of 11 or 12 with, like you say, maybe one change that doesn't really affect much here or there.
Cameroon, yeah.
Just, well, maybe Cameroon. If you need a goal, bring it on. But I think you need that to get some kind of chemistry between the players because they don't play together that much in international football.
Yeah.
So I think it.
I think with England, there's more discussion about who would start. There's like 15, 16 names that could start, whereas with France, you wouldn't have that discussion at all. They'll know 12 or 13 that will be in their lineup. And I think that's, as much of it is our strength, it is also quite annoying that we never go into a tournament knowing our strongest team and knowing who's going to play where. Like even when we grew up, you'd have Scholes going to play on the right hand side, so Gerrard and Lampard can play in the middle.
I mean, yeah. Are we going to have a repeat of that era where we try and squeeze all of the players in and it just doesn't work? Like we're trying to fit Scholes, Gerrard, and Lampard all into the same team. Are we going to try and do that with like Foden, Grealish, Mount, Bellingham?
You know what
We're
you
going
go
to try and
into
get them all in.
Twitter, do you? Like 10 years time, seeing a photo of this team and everyone, how did they not win anything?
Yeah.
I'm not for me. We're
No.
going to win something.
Yeah, they should do. Well,
I think they will in our lifetime.
No, they won't.
What, you don't think England,
France are just too good, aren't they?
what, in our whole lifetime, you don't think?
In our lifetime, I've got no idea. Like in the next 20 years, we're not going to win anything. I'm sure of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Watch us win it now.
Yeah, exactly. Fine. Prove me wrong. That's fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had hope for England. I've never been optimistic about England. I always get carried away when we're playing.
Yeah.
I always think as soon as we win a game, well, we're going all the way, it's coming home. But
Like, let's be honest, the World Cup as well. If you look at the teams we played, we didn't like we should.
I mean, we had Colombia in the round of 16
Yeah.
that we
We
won on
just had
penalties,
that.
Sweden.
but should have easily won that. We then had Sweden that we won quite easily. We
The
played
first-
Croatia.
We
I mean,
lost.
we should have won that game anyway. And then we played France. Realistically, we probably would have lost.
Yeah.
We lost to Belgium twice as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
We did lose the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. We'll move on to the attackers.
Front three.
So
Come on, Paddy, kick us off.
Front
What
three,
we having?
I've
We all have a front three, don't we?
No,
Well, you've got a four.
I've got
a 4. Sort
A four.
a 3 and a 1.
rotating
Three and one,
through.
yeah.
Oh, right.
So I've done my 3. I've done Harry Kane through the middle, Grealish on the left, and Jadon Sancho on the right. I just think Kane's obviously one of the first name on the team sheet. Grealish has got to start the way he's been playing. I think Sancho, his numbers this season, same as last season, is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think he's too good not to start as well.
Exactly. I mean, I've gone with the same front three. As much as I love Rashford, and I do think he's a great player, recently I don't know what it is. He's not been performing. He can't beat anyone. He'll try and beat someone and then the ball will end up behind him somewhere.
I
He's
think
not cutting it at the moment.
I think Rashford is a good player to bring on last 20 minutes, a bit of
Yeah.
pace.
Yeah.
Look at that front
Properly
three.
stretch the side.
In that team, there's not much out and out pace. Like Kane, Grealish, they're not the quickest of players. They're more.
Kane, you can't say Kane is not the quickest. Kane is slow.
Yeah.
Grealish-
Grealish is more creative.
Grealish is more creative. Sancho is
Sancho's
quite fast.
yes.
Other than that,
Decent strike.
like you say, you've not got a lot. I mean, you've got Walker.
I don't mind bringing on Rashford last 20 minutes, bit of pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I wouldn't start Rashford, but I think if he
No.
was to score, there would just be this. I think he's as the saviour of the nation. I think he could build on through and could create form, but he's in awful form.
I don't
He
know.
was that Europa League final was he was
Yeah,
dreadful.
Yeah, he was.
That's why I've gone Foden, Grealish, Kane. I know it's not the quickest, but I just think Foden and Grealish are the most exciting players to watch of the crop of
Yeah.
players because they're good footballers rather than athleticism in pace.
Yeah, okay,
Rashford,
I
Sancho. Sancho more so to their side, I suppose, and then Kane up top, like, no doubt of that.
Yeah.
He's got a
And maybe they would complement each other. I haven't got a clue, but
I think we could then, if you've got Grealish and Foden, they can just swap around. They can just.
yeah,
I mean,
just
with your team, I think what's quite good is that you could play where you're playing Mount, Grealish, and Foden. I think the three of them
They're all interchangeable.
could kind of just interchange at any
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
with their positioning.
yeah. Or even Kane can drop in.
Yeah.
That's the only case with that is that if Kane was to drop in, you'd want more pace to be able to come in from the
Yeah.
behind. But I'm not good enough at football to really know that, so
Yeah.
that's just
George, front four.
I've gone Mount through the middle as like at number 10,
Okay.
and Foden out on the right, Grealish on the left, and Kane
Yeah.
up top. I think if Sterling plays, we'll go out in the group stage. He's the worst football I've ever seen.
See, Sterling,
he's
I
awful.
think it's a bit far.
he's
but-
had a bad
Cheers,
season.
Oh, no, he's awful.
He's not had a great season, but I do think everyone thinks he's had such a bad
If you look at his
season
stats,
because of how good of
Yeah.
a season he's had previously.
Yeah.
In that he's had such a good season, now he's kind of having a bit of an average season.
a victim of his own success.
He's awful.
Yeah,
I
you
wouldn't.
could say that.
If he's in the starting 11 on
I
Sunday,
don't think he will start.
You
No.
gonna turn it off?
yeah,
No, you won't. No.
I'll go home from the pub. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What do we think the starting lineup is going to be on Sunday?
Okay, so I've written that down as well. I think I'll run through mine. So I'll just fold it so I don't read the wrong
Is
one.
it 5 at the back?
It is 5 at the back, yeah. I just think that is what Southgate likes. I think with European football, it could be argued that it suits it because European football, even when you're playing in the Champions League, games are a lot slower than the Premier League.
Yeah.
True.
Croatia will want it to be really slow, which then you could argue, oh, why don't we try and beat them with pace? But I just don't think that really happens. We don't have enough quality in midfield, I don't think, to do that. So that's why I've gone, bearing in mind injuries as well, Pickford, Walker, Stones, and then I think Mings will start
Okay.
with Shaw and James right and left, Rice, Mount starting in the middle because I don't think Henderson will start with injury, and then Foden, Grealish, Kane. But then I don't think you can't predict that front three. You can't predict those two that are going to play either side of
No.
Kane.
Just-
I don't think anyone will know
Just
that.
quickly, none of us have mentioned Trent. Do you think he's
He's out, isn't he?
He's out, isn't
Not
he?
Trent.
He's injured.
Trippier.
Trippier. No, then Trippier.
He's someone you can rely on because he's been there, he's done it before. He's a solid player. Again, you could argue he's similar to Luke Shaw in that he's not amazing at attack, he's not amazing at defence. He's quite a good all rounder, and he is someone you can rely on. But I think in a back four you can't look past Walker. And in a back five you need someone that's more attacking, like a Reece James, or if he was fit, you would definitely.
Yeah, I don't think Trippier plays in a back four. I think in a back five, Southgate might pick him. I think for Atletico, he's been playing right wing back, right mid.
A lot of our goals in the World Cup were set pieces as well. He was taking those all over.
Yeah.
Goal against Croatia, of course, but then
Corners.
Maguire
We've still got a lot of corners.
just smacking
Stones.
them as well. So you could put an argument for that. I think if there was to be any change to that team that I've written down, it would be Trippier for James or one of the centre halves. I might have got wrong. That'd be it, I think.
Yeah, I do think you're right. He'll go for a 5 back because he's too cautious, he's too worried, and he'll be thinking about Croatia. Even though we beat them in the Nations League, he'll be worried about the World Cup. He won't want to lose because if you lose the first group game, although it is Scotland and Czech Republic, you do put yourselves on a massive back foot. And with it being Scotland, they will turn up and they will.
Scotland can do us. If anyone really beats us, it could be Scotland. They could put 3 or 4 past us.
Yeah, I think
It'd be funny as well.
because Scotland will turn up just with the hatred of England, just wanting to absolutely batter us.
Yeah.
They could be down and out. For example, if we played them on the last week, they'd still want to try and batter us.
Yeah. Are we all agreed on that's the team?
Yeah, I
Southgate?
would say so.
I don't know. Front three is the only doubt. I think. I think you could see any of those, any of Grealish, Foden, Sancho,
Rashford,
Sterling. Any of those 5 could start, and
I
it
think
wouldn't surprise me.
In the team somewhere, he has to get Grealish and Foden. Other than that, I'm not too bothered.
Right.
If he gets Mount in there as well, then great. But I think you have to. I would be putting Grealish and Foden in where they want to play, and then building the team around them.
Yeah.
That's what I think, because they're probably our best. Well, they are our best 2 players, I think, by a long shot.
I think Kane's our best player.
I think Mount's better than Foden, but
You didn't even pick Mount in your team.
I did.
Oh, you did. Sorry, no, it was James that you missed out at Chelsea players. I forgot. So.
Mount's a good player, but I mean, yeah, you might be right. Paddy does stuff that people don't see.
I never used to rate Mount, but I just.
Yeah.
But you watch.
I always rate
got
Mount.
that smile,
Now
hasn't
everyone's rating him.
He's got that smile.
You watch Phil Foden and Jack Grealish on the ball. They make stuff happen. They're just different. They're different to any player that I've seen in years, really.
Right.
Just so going on from what we're talking about Scotland, I saw this a bit of debate when I talk sport. I want to know everyone else's opinion. Not are you supporting, but would you like to see the home nations do well?
So I lived in Scotland for 5 years, so I would hate them to do well. It would be
Fair enough.
That's the absolute
I love it completely the other way.
They're run down.
I think the only time I ever support the home nations is if England are already out.
So if England are out,
If England are out,
so let's
I
say
think actually-
England.
I wouldn't support them. I just think I wouldn't be upset if they did
I
well.
supported Scotland when they beat England in the cricket a couple of years ago because that was cool. Like they chased down like 400 or something. That was sick.
It's the football
But-
podcast, mate.
Football,
So-
honestly, it would be unbearable.
If we say, for example, England go out and Scotland and Wales go through. Are you supporting Scotland?
I wouldn't say I'd
Wales?
support
Are you
them.
happy to see them do well?
I would prefer Scotland to do well
Yeah, I don't
over
like
Wales.
Yeah.
Because for me,
I hate Wales.
I couldn't care less. I was listening to I think it was Simon Jordan and I forgot his name now. The Scottish bloke that does talk sport sometimes and Sky. No, Jim or someone. I think his name is.
Oh,
Jim White?
Jim White.
Yes, might be him.
He's left Sky as of today.
As of today.
All right.
Yeah, I
Good
saw
stuff.
that actually on Instagram.
He was Simon Jordan was like I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less what, and I completely agree.
I think you do care. Like you would be annoyed if Scotland got to the semis or
I
Wales.
don't think
got
I would.
to-
If
You'd be
Wales
so
did,
jealous.
I'd
wouldn't
be
you?
annoyed.
Just jealous.
You'd see all the bars in Cardiff full and them chucking beers over each other. Meanwhile, we're on the plane home. We're already at Wembley, but whatever. But like, you'd just be jealous. I'd be pissed off.
Yeah, you
I feel let down by Gareth.
I would probably be leaning towards supporting whoever they're playing.
I wouldn't go that far.
Given that, but if you talk to near enough
If-
any Scotsman or Welshman, they will straight away go,
Yeah, England.
yeah, I'm not supporting England.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
With reason though.
again, different sport, but there was a video, an advert that came out for the Six Nations, and it was Welsh fans and Scottish fans and Irish fans, they all said England,
Yeah.
and it came to the end of and the English fans going, Wales, Scotland, Ireland. And then the question was, who do you want to beat the most?
Yeah.
Everyone always wants to beat England, and the home nations don't care.
I know it isn't football, but there's a similar thing with cricket in that there's many books written about anyone but England, like the whole of India, Pakistan,
Australia.
anyone but England win, then they're happy.
Yeah.
I think there is just an anti-England
People just hate
stance
us.
of people, with reason though.
Yeah,
With reason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
But I love being English.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah,
It's coming out. So,
It's coming
It
out.
is coming in.
me and Keane have already given our predictions. I said 1-1 for Sunday. You said 2-1 England. Boys,
To England.
Tom, do you want to start us off?
3-0 England.
3-0 England.
Yeah, we're gonna play well,
Goal
and
scorers?
then we're just gonna get knocked out in like the quarters or semis. Goal scorers: Kane's gonna get 1 from a penalty.
Greenish fouls.
Stones is gonna score,
Header.
and I've got to check my team. Mount will score as well. Mount will score one
Calvert-Lewin.
late on the counter.
So 3-0.
Yeah, I
George?
I think I'll go 2-1
to who?
to England.
Alright.
Yeah. I think it'll be 2-0 and then Croatia will just get a cancellation at the
Yeah,
end.
maybe.
Consolation.
Cancellation goal.
That's alright.
Place with bus service. Right, we're going to go through the groups now, and we're going to say, let's just say the top 2 teams we're going to go through,
Okay.
and then we can maybe pick, is it 4 of the third place teams go through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Group A, we've got Turkey, Italy, Wales and Switzerland. I think Italy win the group.
Italy win the group easy. I think it's then difficult choosing a second out of those 3.
I think Turkey were my dark
I would
horse.
think Turkey.
I'm going to say Turkey.
I'd be saying
I'd go
Turkey.
Switzerland.
I'd say Turkey because defensively they're quite good. Sionchi's sick. And
Yilmaz.
then Yilmaz just because he won the league means that. I think.
Yeah. Okay. So Italy and Turkey. Group B, Denmark, Finland, Belgium and Russia. We all agreed Belgium winning that group.
Yeah.
Should do.
Yeah, and then I'd love Russia to go through because in the World Cup they were
Yeah.
sick. They were just running all the time. Like
Like-
genuinely, I don't know what they were on, but
Denmark
they
was a
were.
bit of a dark.
Golovin.
I think Denmark. I think
I
Denmark
know.
a bit of a dark
Predictions
horse.
on the UEFA app or whatever it is. I think I had Denmark getting to the semis
You don't want
Yeah.
to
I can see
go.
that.
from
I
their
can see that.
bracket. Yeah.
Definitely.
Fair
I can
enough.
see that.
So Belgium top of the group, Denmark second.
I'd say
Yeah.
Russia, but
You say Russia.
Yeah.
Okay.
state sponsored.
Group C, Netherlands, Ukraine, Austria and North Macedonia.
I mean, Netherlands have got to be winning the group.
You think
I think
got to
there
be
might be a
winning.
surprise.
What was the group again? Sorry, Paddy.
Netherlands,
Yeah, they'll
Ukraine,
go through. They'll go through. They'll win.
Ukraine, Austria and North Macedonia.
Ukraine will go through as well. They've got Crimea on their
I
shirt.
think-
So
I think I
they
saw
can
that.
run
I
fast.
think Austria will go through.
Yeah.
Austria will go through quite easy. I think they've got
I
a
am
very,
Austria.
they've got a strong side with Sabitzer. They've got Alaba. They got Coop Miners. Does he play for them as well?
Name another Austrian player, go.
Oh, right, okay.
Andy Violent. Not there, mate. In spirit.
I think
Ashley
they've got
Barnes.
strong. They've got the strongest side out of the 3 left. I think so.
Okay. England, Croatia, Scotland, Czech Republic. Who's topping the group?
England
England.
will win the group.
England win the group.
We're going to
England
flatten
win
and see. We're going to do all right.
So England, Croatia, we say?
Yeah, go on.
Probably, but I can see Croatia going out. They're not the
I don't
force
think
people
they're-
think
they're
they
not
are.
as
They're
good,
not the
really.
force people think they are.
They're not as good as
really
everyone
not.
thinks they are.
Yeah, they did get to the World Cup final. I reckon they'll get through the group.
They
That was
they
before I
originally-
I
joined.
think they fluked it completely.
Yeah, they did. So did we. So did that whole side of that
True.
Yeah.
that draw. That was
Anyone could, yeah.
that's
So,
a good point. Anyone
any-
can Fox.
Anyone could win.
That is one of the. I think I wouldn't be
North
surprised.
Macedonia, you've got to have their fingers crossed though.
So Group E, Spain, Sweden, Poland, and Slovakia. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, Spain were my flop of the tournament. So
I think Spain have got to go through.
I think Sweden and Poland have got a serious chance of getting through from that group.
I think Sweden will go through and Spain will go through, but yeah, I agree. Spain
I
are
think
weaker than usual.
I think Spain are weak.
I think it'll be Spain and Poland.
I think Spain will
I
go through.
think Poland as well.
Sweden are going to top the
Good
group.
11 doesn't
Sweden
Yeah,
is top of the group.
Yeah,
Very
Very.
controversial.
that's fine.
We shall look
I'll
back
live
on
by
that
it.
and see what
I'll
it
die by
says.
it.
See what
So here we
turns
go.
out.
Group F, the group of death.
Yeah.
Hungary.
Hard one.
Portugal, France, and Germany.
France, Germany. Portugal will lose to France and Germany.
I think Portugal win the group.
Ooh,
I'm going
I
France
think
and
Portugal win the
Portugal.
group.
I think France and Portugal. I think Germany are. just think Germany aren't.
I think.
Germany are so good in tournaments.
Yeah, they are.
Apart from the last one.
Yeah, the last World
that's
Cup
true.
was, wasn't it? Yeah.
But
Nice, mate.
that was last time, wasn't it?
This time.
I think Portugal and France go through. Portugal top group. Because I think France, they will get through. Whether that be second or third, I don't know, but they will get through. But I think they're gonna flop and have a bit of a
Who's this?
hangover. France.
France.
So
That'd be in England, France,
So the-
round of 16.
Yeah.
then.
So the 3 teams that can go through, how's that done? So if
So
you come
the-
third, sorry.
So there's six groups.
Yeah.
The 4th best third place teams go through.
Is that done on points and
Points.
goals?
Points and
Points
goals.
and goal difference, and then I suppose it goes down to goals scored and
So
then goals
even,
conceded.
though Portugal or whoever come
So
third
you've
in
got-
that group, they may not
So if
necessarily
you come
on
third,
points
Not necessarily.
be the best team. 'Cause like,
no.
yeah.
If you come third,
They
the
should
odds
just pick it
are.
out half for those
I
3.
don't know about that.
You could get North Macedonia in like the quarters though.
Yeah, but
Just because even though they lost all 3, that would be a better way to structure it.
they'd be bottom then, wouldn't they?
So, I think it would be better if you just had 3 randoms, just get straight through. Genuinely.
Like 3 wild cards?
Yeah, 3 wildcards. Oh, have another go. England could then have a
England
route
can then get
where
through
they get
then.
to the 16 and all of a sudden we've got North Macedonia
Big
and we're
game.
back in the semis playing Croatia.
We lose.
That would be a good way to work. That would be good work, yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, it's
Well,
something you could put to UEFA, see what they say.
They probably would if
They're definitely watching.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh yeah.
Tagging me this. Okay,
Infantino.
game tonight, Italy, Turkey, what are we saying for that? First
0-0.
game, 0-0.
0-0.
So Turkey scored a lot of goals, and there's a lot of goals in Turkey games, isn't there?
Turkey.
games.
Yeah,
I
Turkish
think,
games.
yeah. I reckon 2-2.
2-2.
2-2.
I
Yeah.
High
think
scoring contest.
3-1 Italy. I think Immobile
I
will
was
score
Where's
goals.
it being
gonna
played?
say the same, so that'll go
Uh,
2-1, so
no
I'm not
idea,
the
to be
same.
honest.
It's in Rome, I think.
Yeah, I think it's at Italy. Yeah.
At Italy.
Are they allowed fans?
In Rome.
How many fans are
It's
there?
in
I
Rome.
think it's 25%.
25%.
I'm pretty sure I saw Hungary are having like a few home games, and theirs is 100% capacity.
No COVID there.
What's everyone?
They killed
Obviously
it.
not. No, it's all gone there.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Or they're
No.
just not sticking by
If,
the rules.
if, there- sorry, if
Probably
there's,
that.
if there's 25%, Italy will win then. 1-2-0.
2-0.
It doesn't. It will make having,
It does make-
having a crowd will
crowds
make a
does
big
make a
It
difference.
does make a bit of a difference, yeah.
That's why I thought that they were going to host it in England completely, but the UEFA.
Well,
UEFA
it's a celebration of the 20 years.
I do.
No,
I mean,
no, but I thought that would be easier with COVID, to not have teams travelling around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think it's kind of worked out well doing it this way with COVID because you've not got the away fans trying to travel over everywhere, and
Yeah,
because that would then make everything expensive, more difficult, possibly increase the whole COVID thing. But we don't want to get on COVID because that's boring and we'll
Yeah.
further that last.
Anything else you want to give us finish off with your start of the
My start of the
episode?
yes, it's a World Cup related stat, but we won't bother with that.
all relevant.
All
Football.
relevant. So
If it's a good start, I'll still.
I do
An
like a
Jung
stat.
Hwan.
Sorry, who?
An Jung Hwan
Oh,
is
yeah.
a Korean footballer who played for Perugia.
Sorry, who?
Perugia, an Italian side, right back in 1992. He
Nice-
scored
nice.
Just off the southeast coast. Southeast
Alright.
coast.
yeah. He scored 3 goals in 2 World Cups. One of those was a golden goal in the 92 World Cup against Italy, knocking them out of the round of 16. The day after that, the Perugia owner fired him and said, "I have no intention of paying salary to someone who has ruined Italian football." He later took back his comments supposedly and said, no, I didn't say that. Yeah, we'll sign him. But the footballer, An Jung Hwan, said,
Who, sorry?
An Jung Hwan
Right.
said, "I'm not setting up pre-season. F you. I don't play for your club." Just buggered off, and then he got 3.5 million quid in compensation, I think.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's a good kid. That's a good little
It's a
kid.
shit stat, but it's a good story.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure it's a stat.
It's not a stat.
It's more of a
good
story.
It's a,
But
it's,
that's
it's,
interesting.
it's a good
When
thing
was
that
that?
he was 1992.
The last stat was 1992 as well, wasn't it?
Oh, it was funnily enough. Yeah. There's a
1992.
theme going in.
Yeah.
Might be 93
You
next.
watched the first
I
episode.
did see.
Wow.
I
I'm
did
a
see.
loyal fan.
Yeah. I did see a stat where in the 60s, a game between USSR and Italy was decided on a coin toss
Oh
in the
yeah.
quarterfinals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who won?
I miss it going golden goals.
Can't remember.
2-1 then.
2-1.
Best of 3, lads. Best of 3.
I do
Best
I
life.
do wish they'd bring back golden goal because extra time penalties get boring. Just do golden goal.
Nah,
It gets your heart going.
Penalties are good.
Golden
Like the
goal.
Europa League final, that was
Yeah,
good.
my heart rate was 140 on the watch.
It was. But
Was
then
it?
golden goal.
What were you doing?
You do half hour golden goal.
What were you watching, lad?
You do half hour golden goal and then you go to penalties, not extra time.
Yeah.
How long-
Otherwise, people just hold off for penalties.
Yeah.
So what? You go golden goal,
20 minutes. What's extra time length, but it's golden
No,
goal.
if it was golden goal in half an hour,
Yeah, but they'll be fucking.
wouldn't you just go? No, you wouldn't go for penalties, would you? No. They do in rugby league. They do like just a point. And that's what you got to do. So you just got to get a drop goal. And then, like teams are so
You
so
can
much
only
more
score
attacking.
points by scoring goals in football. Though.
Yeah, I know, but like no, just
You can't score
I'm just
points
making
with
the
a drop
case for
goal.
like
in
a goal.
football.
That is more exciting than
Yeah, but how do you make that in
if
football?
golden goal. Oh, just golden goal. Hit the post or something. Just like
Hit the post.
No,
Get
shots,
hit the
no
post.
shots,
You
no
win.
shots on
the
target.
game finished after 90 minutes. Just do anything. Bowl off. Just test it.
Come on.
It's so much better.
Crossbar challenge.
Bowl off should be brought back.
Good shit.
That's a good shout. Imagine they got that out in the World Cup.
And then,
challenge.
the one where you go round a stump and then dizzy penalties. It's so much better. And you have to train for it as well. That'd be so good.
Yeah, score penalties. Let's just do crossbar challenge.
Kane would be
I don't know
everywhere.
how we
Harry
got
Kane would be everywhere after like
I
a
don't
spin.
know how we
true.
got onto that after doing your start of the day onto Digi
Yeah.
Penalty.
Oh, you know.
Sorry to disrespect.
Okay.
On the waffle.
I just wanted to shoot
The
it.
beer, I'm. It was alright. You've not even had a drink out of yours,
I
so.
love yours.
I'm giving it.
I quite enjoyed it.
I'm giving it a 5.
A
Like,
five.
It's
I'll take
okay.
it back.
Nothing special.
I didn't enjoy it as much as yesterday. What did we have yesterday? We had
We had.
the Czech one, didn't we?
Yeah, I can't even say it.
There's a prop.
Strap-
Yeah,
Strap-
yeah.
I
That's the one.
I did that an 8. I'm gonna do this a 7. I quite enjoyed it.
I'm not a beer drinker, but that's a 7 or 8 for me. It tastes very, very similar to Beck's. That's my observation.
Fair
Not to put down the Italian fine work on this, but it is just quite a standard beer. Not as fine as we thought when we bought the package.
Yeah, I rate that.
Keane,
Yeah,
what you?
7 or 8.
Yeah, I'm saying a 5. Still sticking with a 5.
Well, you've
For
got
beer, I don't even like beer.
You've had
but-
2 sips, so.
Yeah, but that's more beer than I drink normally. I'd give it a 5. Don't know.
Just
beer.
Beer, innit?
It's just an average beer, innit?
Okay,
Well,
Would
so.
you
Nothing
buy it
special
again?
to it.
Would you buy it again? If it was on offer,
Yeah,
If
it's
it
not
was
an offer.
on a good offer, then yes. But it has to be a good offer for me to buy it.
so for what's a good offer?
We're talking like £7 for 12 beers.
Oh, not by 12, but alright.
So I think it was 5 for 4, which
You mean 4 for 5?
one of those.
Yeah, 5 quid, that's not bad for 4. Are they
I think that's
330s?
alright. I think that's alright.
They're all
330.
330s.
Percentage wise, we're looking at 5% as well.
That's not bad.
It's got 4 hops in there as well, so it'll be 5 a day.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
Nice one.
So next week we've got Monday or Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday, review of the game.
Yeah.
Special guest then, I believe, will be Brad Thomas. That, however, could be subject to change. We will see.
Highest offer bid.
Yeah, boys, thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Very
Enjoyed
much.
that one.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Pleasure's always Fox.
See you next week. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
cheers, boys.
Cheers.